Blake Lively is finally set to be deposed by Brian Friedman, Justin Baldoni's attorney, next week. This is important because she's done everything in her power to try to avoid this and mislead both the judge and the public. And now reports are coming in that her own husband, Ryan Reynolds, has been banned from the deposition. We got a lot to discuss. Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I am Andy Signore. And even this last bit, I think it's more news, the fact that she thinks she could bring Ryan to her deposition. I mean, technically, I guess she could, but the fact that that was even an option is hard for me to believe. Reports are coming in saying, no, he's not going to be allowed because he'd be a distraction. Also, we got to go through these reports that are coming in and what Lively's alleged, which is completely improper, as well as us getting mentioned yet again through our own subpoena. Let's rewind and go through the updates of the Blake Lively case. Yes, she is set to be deposed next week. So it's been revealed that she will be deposed next Thursday, the 17th, in a new court filing. That's the date that's been planned. Brian Friedman, Baldoni's attorney, has said he wants to see how consistent her testimony is with the actual facts. Now, Lively's lawyer, Mike Gottlieb, the same one who served me, by the way, previously said, of course, Lively will testify in the trial, stated for next year's March 2026. Now, the date has been revealed as the discovery process continues, and Lively's lawyers served subpoenas to two publicists connecting to Baldoni who are not parties in the legal battle. She also went to many third parties, including myself. But the publicist's attorney filed a motion for extension asking for an extra week to produce documents. One email sent on July 2nd that is exhibited to the filing that Lively's depo is set for July 17th. Reps for Lively didn't respond to People's request for confirmation on the date. People's also out to Baldoni's reps. But as we all know of the accusations and the trial set for March, Lively's lawyer told People back in May, the ultimate moment for a plaintiff's story to be told is at trial. We expect that to be the case here with Lively, so we would, of course, expect her to be a witness at her trial. Of course, she's going to testify. Now, Brian Friedman has previously spoken about his plans for deposing Lively as they attempt to refute her allegations, and he told TMZ on June 10th that he was planning to do it. Asked for his strategy, he said, I'm going to ask her questions on her penalty of perjury. She's going to have to provide evidence, and she's going to have to provide the truth of the stories. We all have the videotape, all the footage. We have, the text messages, we have the emails. We're going to see how consistent her testimony is with the actual facts of what transpired. In that same interview, he said Baldoni is a person who wants to be vindicated. And that's all he cares about. He added that Baldoni knows who he is. He knows what he's done. He knows what he hasn't done. And he wants the truth to come out. And he wants that to happen in an appropriate way. Of course, that's the plan. He's waiting for his day in court where he can speak out to tell the truth. So that's the plan. This is a big deal. And yeah, Blake has been sort of delaying this, denying this. We're told she's ready. She's been ready for a while, and her story's never changed. Of course, TMZ and all our other mouthpieces are saying that. I just want to say, as they're reporting on the news and all this is going down, and I've been subpoenaed and all this stuff, People's also reporting that Blake Lively can't keep this Betty Buzz flavor in stock at home. My husband and I drink at least 5 a day. An exclusive news story. Why is this news? How are you not in cahoots with them again? But they're not getting subpoenaed? But I am? Make that make sense. People Magazine, TMZ, the same place had the same statement as I did, but I'm the one in question. Speaking of which, thanks to so many of you who've been donating. Look, it is an expensive process. I'm not going to lie. I've been talking to attorneys. We are doing our responses. We are going to fight back. But you can still help us. Please step up if you can, if you're able to throw a couple more bucks in the jar. I want them to see that we have enough fundage to get there. And we have done so well, but let's keep going. All extra funds, if there are even any, will go towards the production of the documentary, which they clearly don't want us to do. I get that sense very clearly more and more each day. So please, if you can help, and also head over to our website. You can either go to itendswithjustice.com or just over PopcornedPlanet.com. Either way, when you get to the site, hit that sign up. You can also watch the trailer here, learn more about how to become a member, get the investor packs, production diaries, and et cetera, et cetera. So head on over to popcornplanet.com. We are in the midst of updating the site and things are happening, but you could become a member today. That's who's going to get first access to our documentaries. And we got another documentary that we've completed. It'll be released next week that you'll be able to see in the interim. So I hope you guys will head on over there, support us, and also give on the Give, Send, Go. All of that will help us tremendously. All right, now going back into this, reports are that apparently Ryan Reynolds would be deemed a distraction and he's banned from the deposition, claims a source. I don't know how realistic that is. This is a legal fight and he'd be a distraction. Absolutely true. But, could he be allowed to be at the deposition? Probably watched from afar. He wouldn't be able to say anything. He's not supposed to say anything, but he could be a witness. But apparently they're advising not. According to these sources, no, it's a legal fight. This isn't Hollywood. A source informed Rod Shutter that Lively's legal team has told Reynolds he's a distraction. He has to stay away from the deposition. The decision might have been difficult for Lively as she loves Reynolds and wanted him to be there. However, after understanding this gravity, the actor reluctantly agreed to face the battle alone. She knows this is war and is ready to take things head on. But this is something that is important to know. A lot of people are starting to make this clear that this is Ryan's fight, that he's pulling the strings. I don't know how true that is, but I've seen that source reported elsewhere. So is that the case? And do you think he's actually frustrated? He's not going to be able to be there to listen? They'll have a transcript. They probably will film these depositions as well. I imagine both parties will request that. So I'm sure he'll just attempt to watch the playback. But the fact that he thought, if this is true, the fact that he thought he could be there is kind of shocking, I'll be honest. Now, this part's the most shocking. Now, before we get there, what is this document? Let's summarize what's happening here. So this is a declaration of Kevin Fritz, one of Justin's lawyers, attorney for Baldoni. He submitted this document yesterday in partial opposition to Blake Lively and the Jones parties to motion to amend the case management plan and scheduling order to extend the deadline, the motion, as you can see here. So basically, he's explained that Lively's deposition was scheduled on June 23rd, but was moved until July 17th, as we knew it was sort of supposed to be earlier, and then it got pushed already. This was all confirmed by documents that Fritz exhibited using emails, etc. Stephanie Jones was also given a notice on July 22nd. That's her publicist. I guess it was both their publicists at a certain point. But these are all things that were there. So he points out Jones parties claim they are not available to conduct a deposition on July 22nd. In response, I asked Jones parties to advise as to when. Counsel has failed to propose any alternate date. So she's, again, putting this off and not in a good way at all. But, they expect all of us, including me, to just drop what we're doing and do it instantly. But meanwhile, they need more time. I need more time, Your Honor. I need more time, Your Honor. Make it make sense. Instead, Miss Lively's counsel alleges that they're in the middle of noticing and scheduling another third party for deposition. In other words, rather than scheduling the depositions, scheduling the depositions of Wayfair, counsel is busy allegedly subpoenaing various non-party content creators. And then if you click on over there, indeed, more celebrities caught in the fire. Me? I'm a celebrity. Perez, Candace, myself, YouTuber Andy Signore. Her attorneys are claiming that they worked with the 300 influencers in a smear campaign. This is so defamatory. Like, that's what the media is taking it as. We are working with them as in a smear campaign. That's some serious allegations. Serious allegations implying that I did that when I didn't. Anyway, I digress. We will get there in a second. But now I'm actually mentioned in this from his own team, Justin's team, to notice that, they are doing this. Rather than actually get to the real subpoenas, they're still out there trying to find evidence, which doesn't exist. Clearly, I know it doesn't exist with me. Doesn't exist with them. This period, especially in question, I don't know what they're thinking. There was no retaliation, it seems. Just because there was a text saying we can bury anyone doesn't prove they did. The internet reacts the way they do. That's what's so frustrating, why I've been so passionate about this. We reacted to Blake's own words, not to Justin Baldoni's PR campaign. It's offensive how dumb she thinks we all are. All people who reacted genuinely to what Blake did that summer. We're all part of a retaliation smear campaign. Give me a break. Give me a break. Break me off a piece of that. Finish it in the comments. Not a sponsor, but I like that. Miss Lively and the Jones party refusal to timely and properly schedule depositions has made the current deadlines for completion of depositions unattainable, which is August 14th. Therefore, the Wayfair parties do not oppose the motion to the extent it seeks an extension to such a deadline to September 30th, as proposed by the motion. However, the motion contains no legitimate basis to extend the deadline past this, yada, yada. Anyway, there's a lot of arguing about dates. And now there's a new mention that literally just dropped from the judge saying, well, everything should be compiled by the 1st for documents, and then depositions no later and must be completed by the 30th of September. So he's starting to put definitive, here's what they are. Give me your final arguments, because no more arguing and delaying. These are your deadlines. because they've had a lot of time. They've had a lot of time, and they seemingly just wanting to complete this. But this is the biggest reveal from this document. The excuse manufactured by Miss Lively and Miss Jones for refusing to proceed with their depots is that they need time to review footage of It Ends With Us, the film, citing unidentified public sources instead of someone with actual knowledge. Miss Lively's counsel claims that the film's footage could amount to roughly 50,000 hours of video. She literally is telling this to the judge. The court can take judicial notice that 50,000 hours is over 2,083 days, more than 5.5 years. I'm informed by the film's production that the footage consists less than 150 hours. I'm informed that the filming took place May 15th through June 9th, and then from the 5th to the 7th, for a total of 37 days, 32 of which Miss Lively participated in. So they're trying to claim to the judge, we need more time. They've drowned us in 50,000 hours of footage. Lies. Absolute lies. They can't even make sense of it. That's just a blatant lie. If you had done a lick of homework for 10 seconds and done the math, you would know that's extreme, ridiculous, and untrue. But they don't want to focus on facts here, do they? Again, deflect, distract, all this stuff that they're doing. It's 32 days. So, yeah, good luck. Anyway, imagine how much it's going to cost for that, all the legal team to watch another 150 hours. Mind-blowing how much money is being wasted on this contest of hers of we're in the right. In any event, she does need to review the film footage prior to her. She does not need to review the film footage prior because she knows when and how she was subjected to the harassment during the filming. Factual. Why do you need film footage to remind you of what happened? You were there, you made the accusations, it's in your lawsuit. It's almost as if you want to see this footage to make up more allegations. She purposely subjected to this harassment during filming, so then, in fact, set forth in these allegations instance her detailed amended complaint. For good measure, it is undisputed that Miss Lively has seen the footage because she edited it. I love that as well. Not only were you there in real life so you know what happened, you edited the movie. You took over the movie with your editors and filmed it all. So what is this thing you don't have? She keeps, the evidence. She has no evidence, and she knows it. As for Jones's party, again, unclear what the relevance of the film footage is to their claims of breaches of contract concerning public relations and their defenses. This is what's so frustrating about Blake Lively's supporters. Yet again, proof of them gaming the system, manipulating the system, lying, and not being honest at all. But we're supposed to believe them and not Justin, who has actually given it all. And she's already had the footage, and she was there. But now it's Justin's fault. How dare they give us 50,000 hours of footage? Absolute absurdity. And again, now I'm labeled an anti-Blake content creator because I'm being rational and proving out facts. Spitting out facts, and it's, anti-Blake. Anyway, that's where we stand. That's where it is. Now, a quick update just as well. For those of you who are following the Van Zam lawsuit, this was when they created the fake, their company, Ghost Company, to justify getting the phone from Jennifer Abel, which gave them all these alleged texts, which they never actually even submitted to Baldoni still. They still refused to give it with the metadata. All this alleged stuff that they stole, they can't provide what they got. They've been stalling and using these sham corporations that they did secretly and sham lawsuits to justify subpoenas for the New York Times. This is all so shady, and they've been trying to get out of it. But just real quick, I want to end you with the fact that the judge did deem, nope, it's absolutely relevant. The judge has granted that it should be given, and it's granted. The motion to compel the documents responsive to request 9 is granted. So done deal. Abel is entitled to discovery to try and prove her case. Abel has demonstrated the relevance of the discovery. Aside from suggesting the information could be available from Jones, Van Zandt has made no showing that would be burdensome for it to respond to request 9. The motion to compel is granted as to request 9. Yeah, this is all for the lawsuit. This is all what it's about. Compel, show us what you've already put out into the world. No, you can't do that? It makes no sense. You literally put it to the New York Times, but you can't give it ahead of time? It's mind-blowing how crazy this is getting. So again, I'm in the mix of it. Now I'm in the mix of it, dealing with subpoenas and documents and all these things that give up sources that I should not have to do. This is ludicrous. Again, if you can manage, help us out. Throw another couple bucks in the jar of the fund. This is going towards both the legal funds and the documentary. And if you want to support the documentary, head over to Popcorn Planet. Remember, it's with an ED. A lot of you think it's Popcorn Planet. It's PopcornedPlanet.com. Head on over there and click sign up. You can also go to the documentaries, the It Ends With Justice page or itendswithjustice.com. Watch the trailer, learn about how to become an investor. I appreciate you guys who've helped so far. You guys are incredible. Also, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the bell for all alerts, smash that like button as well, and leave your comments down below. And I'm sorry we weren't live this week. Trying to take these couple weeks off to get some stuff done. And I'm doing one more week with my family before school starts. I want to spend some more time with the kids. So appreciate you bearing with me these next few weeks of the summer. You're still going to get content from now and then, but we may be a little less on the live or other things. Bear with us, stick with us, catch me and Kim in our coverage as we got it for you, because there's a lot more coming your way. Appreciate you guys so much. Check out this stuff as well. My Superman review is going to be over on Movie World Plus. Head over there. You guys are the best.